The state of Georgia is getting ready to accept applications for a new program that helps families afford private school. But could it come at the cost of public education? Good evening, I'm Latricia Thomas.
And I'm Josh Rowe. The new law passed in last year's legislative session, making the money available for families next school year, specifically families with students in the bottom 25% of academic achievement are eligible for the funds.
Sponsors of the law said that it would help put more power in the hands of parents, but its critics say that it only serves to divert more money away from public classrooms that are already struggling.
News Channel 9's Ray Collado heard from both sides to better understand what effect this new program is likely to have. Ray.
Josh, Latricia, Georgia is the latest state in our area to pass a school voucher program. Now, as signups continue, or are about to begin, there are still details that need to be worked out, and the debate continues.
The single biggest issue here in Georgia is making sure that every child has access to good education.
The Georgia Promise Scholarship Act will give up to $6,500 a year to some families for private school tuition. And according to former state representative Josh Clark, this is just the first step.
It's moving our state in the right direction so that every child has access to quality education, regardless of the zip code they live in.
The Senate did include an amendment to limit the voucher to families whose students are enrolled in the bottom 25% of schools in Georgia. According to the Georgia Senate, those schools have more than 330,000 students. Every student in those school zones would be eligible if they were enrolled in a Georgia public school for the first 6 weeks of the school year. However, according to the president of Georgia Association for Educators, Lisa Morgan, that $6,500 wouldn't help families as much as some people think, since it only covers about half of the average tuition of private schools.
Georgia is only one of only 6 states that do not provide additional funding for students living in poverty already. So we could add that poverty weight and provide additional resources to the schools that serve our students that have the additional challenges.
David Roberts is the director of a private school near Atlanta.
We're not trying to take over the public schools here, and the public schools aren't the enemy. We need good public schools. We need good people in the public schools, and we're rooting for their success.
Now, lawmakers must decide next year how much to set aside for the program, which will determine how many students can benefit. The law that created the program limits spending to 1% of the $14 billion that Georgia spends on its K-12 school funding.